So this is going to be kind of an instructional video on what to study for your quiz tonight. Your quiz tomorrow is going to have several on graphing inequalities. You'll find this on K1. So you might want to do a little practice on this. You'll have 3 questions on linear inequalities. You're also going to be doing some things with slope here. So you're going to have to be able to find the slope from the graph. So that was S2, and these are all in Algebra 1. So you might want to do a little practice on S2. You got to find the rise and run or the fall and run. We're also going to have 2 problems on finding the slope given 2 points. So you might do a little practice on S.3 on these 2 points. And then you are going to have to do one where you solve for y. Oops, that's not the right one. And that is going to be... So you could use S12 to help you with a little bit, where you have to get the x over and then divide by what's in front of y. This one requires you to graph it, but you could work on that a little bit, or you could just refer to your notes on that. So you're going to have to find the slope with 2 points, and then solve for y. And then the last one is going to be with your graphing calculator. You're going to have to be able to you're going to be given data, and you have to find the x minimum, x max, x scale, y minimum, y max, and y scale of that data. Some of you guys we worked a little bit on this today because you guys were struggling a little bit with it. But if I have data that goes from 0 to 200, I should not be going by a scale of 1, because that means I'm going to have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to have 200 points on the x-axis in this window. Okay, let's just try that so you can see what it looks like. Let's say we have -10 to 50 here, and I'll just put in a just put in some points real quick. So I put in some random points so we could see how that would look like. I turn my stat plot on, and if we hit graph, you can see that line is really thick because this number goes on the x-axis is going by ones, so it's a lot of space. If we go to the window and we change that to something more reasonable, like maybe 10, we could even go 20. And then maybe on this one, there's 60 numbers between here, so maybe go 5. You can see how you can see the scale on it, and the data is a little more spread out and a little bit easier to read. So when you guys are doing your scales, you have to look at how many numbers are between here and here, and then that scale is what numbers we want to go up by. I chose 10, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. On the other one, when we had just a scale 1, you could even read the points because there was 200 points from here to here. So you have to look at your data and then decide a scale that you want to jump up by. Pretend like you were graphing that data. How would you number your number line if you had points between 0 and 200? You wouldn't put 200 dashes there. You'd probably go by tens. And if you have data between -10 and 50, you probably wouldn't write 60 dashes up the x-axis here. If you were drawing this yourself, you maybe go by 5s. So most of your papers on the skin weight last week, you had trouble with the scale. So hopefully after today's activity and this little mini lesson I'm giving you now, you'll understand that you do have a test or quiz problem on that tomorrow. So just to recap, for tonight, you should work a little bit on K1. Make sure you can do those. And then a lot on the S's. You're going to have to find the slope given the graph, find the slope given 2 points, and they have one problem we have to solve for y, which you could try this one. It's a distributive property, but I think S10 will look a little bit better. No, it was S12. Would be a little bit better, but you do have to graph that on this one also. And this is all 9th grade. So get studying. I want to see some, excuse me, some good quiz scores tomorrow. And hopefully the Tigers will pull one off against the Athletics today. Go Tigers.